Hello, everybody, and welcome to Forward Motion. I'm Karen Allen. I'll bet there's a ton of you lady professionals out there, like myself, or at least I want to think I am, who have left the workforce to have children, to take a break for whatever you need, spice up your marriage by having kids, among other things, and you want to get back into the workforce after you've had a few kids. And it's hard to because you're out of touch, your skills, you haven't kept up, and it's hard running around, changing diapers, taking toddlers to preschool, cleaning up their spit up, and you know what I mean, trying to do all the things you have to do around the house, keeping up with whatever is going on in your industry. The ladies I've got here today are here to help, and I have fallen in love with every one of them because their company is called FlexProfessionals, and I want to introduce them and actually pronounce their names correctly. Okay, starting on my left here, Gwen Rosner, Sheila Murphy, and Ellen Grealish.
Yes.
I got it all right, didn't I?
You did.
Yes.
Good job.
They started a company called FlexProfessionals, and I'm so excited because I remember the day, I may be dating myself, but of course that would be impossible, of Kelly Girls. And all those temporary companies that would give you a job as a administrative assistant, or they were called Kelly Girls at the time, they could be men too, and it would be a quick job as a secretary, 6 weeks, 4 weeks, 2 weeks, sometimes it would turn into a permanent job, but it would be administrative, secretarial. I think you guys, gals, are doing way more than that. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
But the same concept,
Yes.
but with professions.
Yes.
Well, and not all temporary either. We're not a temp firm.
But you,
it's
right, it's a real
part-time,
job.
Yes,
part-time
it can be long-term and
professionals.
permanent.
I love you,
Yeah.
because
Right.
we
Yeah.
need you. You focus on older moms or older women that are trying to get back into the job market,
Workplace,
right?
Exactly. Or women that maybe are working full-time now and are at a point in their lives where it's like, hey, I don't need the title anymore. I don't need the stress. I'm ready to scale back. And so if I can find a meaningful part-time opportunity that keeps me challenged but lets me maybe get home at 3 o'clock when my child gets off the bus or whatever personal reason you have, then this would be, then they're looking for that kind of option. And so we're trying to create those options for women like that. And really, even retirees, anybody who values flexibility.
And we've placed a lot of great men too.
Yes.
Right, of course. We
We don't discriminate.
We have to include them, as hard as it is for me. There are at-home husbands, and I admire them fantastically, even though they're a growing percentage, but they're a smaller.
Absolutely.
But I think we're more afraid to get back into the industry. We're more afraid to, I know I am, to do what it takes to call that person to network or to get our skills back somehow, to get back into whatever it is that we have to get into. Backing up a second, what made you start this company? Are you those, I know you're all three moms.
Yep.
Are you those women yourselves?
We are.
All three of you?
All three of us,
Exactly.
had professional careers, 15 plus years. All three of us did the stay-at-home mom thing, did the part-time thing, and we were all looking for jobs at the time and finding it very frustrating because we all wanted part-time jobs, and there's really no infrastructure out there for finding meaningful part-time jobs. And so we connected, in each of us our own frustration. Luckily, we connected and decided we're going to do something about this and really create an infrastructure for part-time professionals. There's, infrastructures out there for full-time, of course, for internships, for consulting gigs, but there's nothing out there that is exclusively part-time, and that's what we set out to do.
How long did it take for you guys to get together and think, hey, I've got a company here. This is a great idea to actually form a firm, sort of an agency type thing to get people actual jobs. And then we had to recruit people and employers to get, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a long process.
That's a lot, and then
Yeah.
you have to have investment money. I mean, you didn't just find a need and a niche. You actually have to make a business out of it.
We
which is
researched
so
did.
Yeah.
cool.
We researched
We spent
it.
about 6 months developing a business plan and doing a lot of research, going out and talking to companies and saying, what do you think of this model? Would you hire somebody part-time who has 10 plus years of experience? And got their feedback. What would be your reservations about doing something like that? And then we reached out to all of our friends.
Yeah.
We instantly had a candidate pool of 300 women just through word of mouth. And so we did a business plan and we launched it probably 6 months after we put that together. And there was no investment. We all invested a small piece of our own money to pay for lawyers' fees and a few other things, but it's a low capital cost business, so it was easy to start it up without
It was
huge
your
investment.
labor of love and
Yes.
investment of time and contacts and phone calling.
We started with our
internet.
local personal networks,
Yeah.
and we built it really from the ground up, grassroots. The people that we knew that were like us. So we knew that side of it was going to work, and then we tapped into businesses that friends of ours that we just got. We talked to them and, hey, does this make sense? Would you hire one of us?
And we have 5,000 candidates in our pool now. We started with, just our
Couple
network,
hundred,
and
literally,
it's
a
basically
couple hundred.
been all grassroots.
The
They're-
power of the network in this area of women in particular, and we, like you said, we are on the soccer fields, at the churches, at the schools, and so you tell some friends, and they tell some friends, and everybody, is so supportive of the model.
And everyone
that it
wants to
really
help
took
somebody
off.
find a job.
Yeah.
So once you get jobs out there, people forward on those jobs. Hey, there's a job out there. And so our network grows. Our candidates are our best resources for marketing the candidate side.
It beats the golf course because
Yeah.
you're on the soccer, field, aren't you? It's sort
Yeah,
of a
really.
different kind of thing. You don't have to play golf with the big boys. You can be with all the moms on the soccer.
Yeah.
I love that.
And I think the candidates really respond to us because we are the model. I mean,
they're
they'll call
contemporaries.
and say, "Oh, I want to talk to you, but I have a child in the car in the back seat." I'm like, "Okay, I have 4 in the back seat. It's fine. Like, I get it." And so then they kind of relax, and then you have a conversation of where they are in life and what they've been doing, what they're looking to do. So I think it's really rewarding for us
Right.
too, and exciting that we get to talk to so many fascinating people on the candidate side.
And the other thing I was going to add is on the client side. That's the other thing we learned. The void that we filled, a lot of our clients said, we'd love to hire somebody part-time, but we have no idea where to find good quality part-time professionals. So on that side, we're kind of an agent, bringing our candidates to them. So that's been a huge part of it too, filling that void.
And we
Throughout the show, we're going to put up the website, FlexProfessionalsLLC.com. Got that right at least.
very good.
And I want people to be able to go to that website. I know you're also on Facebook. You use social media, don't you?
Yes, we
Hugely.
do.
We're on LinkedIn
That
as
is
well.
huge. Tell me how much that's a factor.
It's growing. For some of our older candidates, our older workers, they're not on
mature.
social media, or more mature. They're not on social media as much as the younger ones. But we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on LinkedIn. Our jobs, when we have a new job posting, it immediately goes online. It goes on our website. It immediately gets tweeted. It goes out on LinkedIn, and it goes out on our Facebook page. And then we have bi-weekly, every other week. On Tuesday mornings, we send out new jobs emails to our 5,000 candidate network, and those you can also, you can link to Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn as well.
I have to say, I saw the article in the Post. I'm just going to hold it up. Just basically, you guys don't have to get too close, but I saw this in the Post, and I was like running to my web to look where I could see what's going on here, because I was so impressed with this idea, and signed up for the email to see what you guys do. And I'm like,
Good.
you know what, this is brilliant. I couldn't believe it. It doesn't matter that you centered out of Northern Virginia, because your jobs aren't all in Northern
We serve
Virginia.
the DC metro area,
Yeah,
for
and
sure.
you do business in Montgomery County.
Sure.
It's the whole metro area.
Exactly.
Do you actually, this is maybe an unfair question, do you see yourselves franchising this all over the states? Could this be nationwide someday? Or who knows? That's for the
not a
future.
franchise.
Franchise,
That was part of our due diligence early on, and we just didn't like the franchise model. For one thing, the margins on this business are so low,
Right.
and if you now have to pay royalties to a franchise, you're making
Forget
nothing.
it. Okay.
But the other thing is, it's such a relationship business. You don't get the same, brand effect. So our plan, and actually, hopefully by the end of this year, is to open some of our own offices in other locations that
That's-
have
yeah.
similar demographics, where you've got this high concentration of well-educated women that are co-located with the businesses. That's key. And so you can't have long
I see.
commutes because it doesn't
Right.
work with part-time.
Right.
And Washington is the perfect market. And it's full of these small, high-growth companies, and that's really our target, 50 employees or fewer. They can't necessarily afford full-time.
Right, right.
And so, but they need that expertise, come in, hit the ground running, no training. And so that's really our market. And there are other metropolitan areas in this country, many that are like that. And so that's
So
what we're going to
And we've
target.
received a lot of requests. They're
Yes,
they're
yes,
coming
we
in.
have.
Yeah.
You guys could also be employers yourselves.
We
We are.
In the sense of not just your,
Oh,
you know what I'm saying, not just your branch, but let's say you decide to open in Chicago, and one of you flies out there and starts
Yes.
center.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yes.
And then you hire Chicago people, and
Absolutely.
then you've blossomed. Oh my God, this is
Right.
so brilliant.
But we know they need to have that local base.
Right.
Because it's
Yeah.
so
And then you hire
important.
Chicago people,
Yeah.
and
I
you
mean,
start
we
a-
have a staff of 6 right now, and so
In
there's
addition
9 of
to
us,
the
and
3
we
of us.
the 9 of us all work part-time. I mean, we have to practice what we preach.
That is so
So
great.
we stick to that.
Well, why would you want to work full time after all this? It's too much work. I mean, that's the point.
Yeah,
Because you
yeah.
all have kids, basically teenagers, and maybe middle school to
Elementary.
ish, the
Yes.
same as me, basically.
Yeah.
Say 8 or somebody said
I
8ish.
think our youngest is 8 and our oldest is 17.
16.
16.
Yeah.
Okay,
keep
that's
us busy.
you know, that's a lot. Of
8 kids total.
That's a lot. You had 4 of yourself.
Oh, no, I have 3.
Oh, you have 3.
I'm
okay.
just always carpooling multiple
Right, so
children around.
that's
so
a
it
lot.
always feels
yeah.
like I have more.
That's a lot to do, and I understand that your families are very important to you.
Very.
So, and if you want to be a mom first, and still keep up your skills, how do you interview, not just your employers but your clients? Because your clients have to have a certain amount of expertise, as you said, because you said no training.
Yeah, and we call them our candidates.
Candidates, okay.
Candidates
Your
are the
clients are
people
your-
looking
Clients?
for
Yeah.
jobs.
Okay.
Clients are people who need employees.
So it's I mean, in the olden days, I mean, you need to be like, you had to have like 40 words per minute typing. I mean, I never had that, so I didn't really do well there.
I think
But you need really some
The
substantial.
difference is, personally, I think that who we would call our admin candidates, these are women who had very, very impressive, successful careers that are capable of doing way more than that. And so we always call them our high-level admin / project managers. So what we're offering our clients isn't just somebody who can sit at the reception or type a memo. What we say to our clients is that they're capable of doing, they can manage projects, they can manage people, they can do a little bit of marketing, they can do so much more. So they're smart and capable. They just haven't worked in a few years, but what they did prior is incredibly impressive.
You don't forget that.
No,
So
but
they're like
that's just
high-level
a
executive
small
assistant
fraction
type
too.
thing.
We do all different business
Yeah,
functional
that's what I
areas.
wanted to
so
ask you.
you-
What businesses are there?
Well,
Or industries, or what kind of?
It's
If people
across
are
the-
watching right now, they're like,
across
hey,
the board, really,
you know.
technology, marketing companies, sales,
PR.
and the functions we place is anywhere from admin to a controller level or VP of sales, VP of biz dev.
Every professional
yeah.
position,
Yeah.
the gamut, the whole
in
gamut.
business professions, so we don't do like nursing or teaching or
Education,
heavy duty programming because that goes quickly.
Nothing too specific. I mean,
But
like,
business functions, so sales and marketing, finance and accounting, human resources, public
Project
relations,
management.
all of those,
Yeah.
and so that and all different industries.
And it's funny because our clients, probably the biggest feedback I get is when I send them bios and resumes of some of our candidates, they say, "Oh, they're overqualified."
Yeah,
and
they
that
are.
typical thought, you shouldn't hire an overqualified person, right? They're going to come in and they're going to try to move out of that role. That's really the opposite with
Right,
our
'cause they
model,
just
which
want
is the
part-time.
beauty. It's like, you have to sometimes educate the client that, again, this is where our candidates are at this point in their lives. And so, what's great is like what Sheila said is you hire for something. They have probably the experience and the knowledge to go beyond the job
Yes.
description. But at the same time, you're going to get somebody when they get that job that's 4 days a week, 9 to 2, a good environment. I mean, they're never going to want to leave, and that is the beauty of what the candidate gets out of it, but also what the client is getting. Somebody with years of experience in a role that where they can add value in so many different ways.
And they're not getting restless either. They've made their mark professionally, probably before the kids to a great extent, and now they're getting back in and they're just focused on the results, not the next job or the next career.
But they want to make good money.
But
And I think you guys can probably
good money.
give them good money.
Right.
They also
because these
want a
people are
job
serious.
close to home and flexibility.
And a good
so they
environment.
value those pieces of it as part of their compensation. And it's not for everybody. I mean, not everybody has
isn't.
the luxury to work part-time, and sometimes people do need benefits, and most of our jobs don't offer benefits.
Right.
But if you have the luxury of being able to choose, it's another option, and we're about creating another option for our candidates.
The other thing that we've seen happen now that we've been in business for 4 years is our candidates who start part-time in a smaller company, and then as they get more responsibility and the company starts growing, their hours grow. And so we have some who have actually grown all
And
the
their
way to
seniority.
full-time over the course of several years. And so it's a great transition back into a full-time career
someone wants to.
ultimately.
If they want
somebody
Because
wants to
their
do it.
seniority,
And some
we
do.
see people get promoted that want to.
Yeah.
Maybe their kids now are off to college.
Oh, so
you know,
they
we've
can grow
they've
with the job if
re-entered
they
You
want
the
to.
grow with the
workforce.
job.
Yeah.
And these are all small growing companies. So there usually is lots of growth potential if you want it.
Inside that
So
company.
hence the name FlexProfessionals.
Right.
That was a clever
Exactly.
name because it really seems like flexibility is the key.
Yes. Yeah.
Where do these the clients, I guess, would be
Yeah.
the companies,
Employers,
Yes.
employers.
businesses.
Where do you find them? How do they know to look for
Yeah.
you? Because I didn't know that there were
Yeah.
that many, part-time jobs available. I know that there's tons of women who want part-time
them.
jobs because that would be the answer to everything you'd think as a mom, where you just can, get so much done.
Yeah.
Like it just gives you peace of mind.
Right.
Really, we're just more comfortable in our own skin if we can do it all because we want to be super women and we want to be able to bring home, money and support our kids.
Yeah.
But where do the employers, come from that want part-time gigs? Because usually it's full-time, full-time, full-time. Every time I look for a job,
Particularly initially, it was we had to pound the pavement. I mean, awareness of this model and the value that was out there among our candidate base, getting that word out. We literally pounded the pavement. I mean, we went from networking event to networking event. We tapped into our own personal network, as Sheila was saying, which was very key. And then slowly, we built momentum where our clients quickly realized, I always say that there's this untapped pool of people out there, and that if a client in a business opens themselves up to, okay, maybe I can offer flexibility. It's not for every role, but if I can do that, all of a sudden now I have access to these people with phenomenal educations and experience, and I can do that at an affordable rate that I might not be able to, justify otherwise. So it took off pretty quickly once we started placing people or getting candidates in front of clients. Then they told other clients, and really, I think over 50% of our business is a referral, client
Wow,
referrals.
that's fantastic.
And our
repeats.
candidates are big, are great at, they know somebody who's a business owner and they'll tell them about Flex for Professionals. So word of mouth has been great for us, and it's really a testament to the value that our candidates provide in terms of, the awareness that has grown among clients and clients telling other clients.
And we have clients now who it is part of their business model. Like they've hired, 5
what
to
a great
10,
idea.
5
Yeah.
to
They're
10.
history makers.
Yeah.
Well, it's given them the opportunity to think creatively. So they bring in
Right.
one good person and say, hey, I could bring in
Yes, so
somebody for
true.
10 hours a week. I didn't know they were out there. I don't want that person for more than that right now. But if you can find that person for me, this opens up doors for them that they didn't have before because they wouldn't know where to look for those people.
It's a huge bargain. I mean, they get the candidate for only the hours they need them.
Yeah.
At usually a reduced rate, no benefits.
Yeah.
They don't have to train them. They don't have to even recruit for them because we do that and we screen them and interview and everything. I mean, it's huge money and time saving for our clients.
a lot
And a
of
lot of our
work
candidites
for
are
you guys.
It is a
very
lot of
happy
work.
with
We're very
10 hours a
attached.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys do a lot of work.
We're very high touch,
Yes.
and so it's
It's a
a
labor of
lot
love.
of labor.
I
Yeah,
know that
it's
feeling.
labor intensive,
Yeah.
but
Right.
it pays off.
It is a lot of, you guys do all the work so that you get these people to fall in love with your concept and which is great.
Oh,
but
then
then
our
you're in great-
reputation's on the
yeah,
line. We
right.
want it to work.
Yeah.
typical
it's a-
women, we're always doing everything to make everyone fall in love with us so that they'll hire us and, but it works.
And we're a
Sure
mission-based company.
Yeah.
We